Remember when watching a movie meant physically rewinding it? When the internet screamed at you before it connected? When your favorite song came with a virus? If you're Gen Z, you probably missed all of that. So let's go back in time. Here are the top 10 things Gen Z has probably never heard of. And if you have, you're either over 30, a time traveler, or someone who still owns a landline for no reason. Number 10. Rewinding VHS tapes. Before Netflix, before DVDs, before Blu-ray, there was one black box that ruled family movie night: the VHS tape. If you wanted to rewatch The Lion King, you had to stick it in the VCR and hit rewind. And if the person before you didn't rewind it, that was a betrayal. Blockbuster even had stickers on every rental. Be kind, rewind, and if you didn't, boom, late fee. And get this, some people were so tired of using their VCR to rewind, they bought a separate rewinder, a whole machine just to spin plastic backwards. And let's not forget the horror when the tape would get stuck, and you had to perform emergency surgery with a pencil to roll it back in. It was like defusing a bomb, but with cartoons at stake. Number 9. Dial-up internet. Imagine this. You want to check your email. You click connect, and suddenly your computer starts screaming like a fax machine getting electrocuted. That's dial-up. It could take up to 3 minutes just to connect. And once you were online, the entire phone line was occupied. If someone picked up the phone in another room, disconnected. Bye-bye AIM conversation. And we still waited for everything. One photo, 5 minutes, one song, maybe an hour, and there was no multitasking, no tabs, no streaming, no background apps. You checked your email, then logged off. Because if you didn't, someone in your house was yelling, "Get off the internet! I need to use the phone!" Number 8. Burning CDs for your crush. Romance used to require effort. You didn't just send a Spotify link, you made a mix CD. First, you chose the perfect songs, a mix of deep cuts and obvious bangers. Then you arranged them in the right order to tell a story. We're just friends, then I'm in love with you. Then let's slow dance at prom. Then you burned it to a blank CD. Literally you clicked burn, and it took time. A full 10 to 15 minutes, assuming your computer didn't crash or overheat mid-burn. Then came the Sharpie artwork. You weren't just handing over music, you were handing over your soul, drawn in bubble letters and hearts. Bonus points if you added your own intro voice message between tracks. That was peak high school love. Number 7. T9 texting. Before touchscreen keyboards, texting felt like solving a puzzle with your thumbs. Phones had number pads, like on a calculator. Each number represented multiple letters. So if you wanted to type LOL, that meant hitting the 5 key 3 times, the 6 key 3 times, then the 5 key 3 more times. You needed timing, rhythm, and precision. If you missed a beat, your message turned into something weird and potentially terrifying. Hey, what's up? Could become Gex WebQTO with one misstep. But we were fast. We could T9 under our desks, in our pockets, in complete darkness. We were texting ninjas. And don't even ask us to go back. We earned these thumbs. Number 6. The TV Guide Channel. Before smart TVs and program guides, there was the most frustrating invention of all time, the TV Guide Channel. It was an entire channel dedicated to slowly scrolling the names of shows currently airing across other channels. It moved at the speed of erosion. If you were looking for what's on channel 42 and missed it, too bad. You had to wait 2 minutes for it to come back around. While you waited, the top half of the screen played ads, usually for laundry detergent or some terrible sitcom you didn't want to watch. This was how we found entertainment, by suffering through a 5-minute scroll while trying not to blink. Number 5. LimeWire. LimeWire was the original chaos download machine. Want the latest Usher song? LimeWire had it. Along with 3 viruses, a corrupted file, and a mislabeled Nickelback remix. Downloading music back then was like treasure hunting in a minefield. You might get the track you wanted, or crash your family's only computer, but it was worth it. We'd risk it all for an MP3 that took 40 minutes to download. And you didn't just listen, you built libraries. You renamed tracks, you organized genres, you made playlists for moods like Rainy Days, Crush on Ashley, and Break Up But Make It Dramatic. It was digital piracy with passion. Number 4. Floppy disks. That little blue square in your software that means save, that was a real object. A hard plastic disk about the size of a Pop-Tart. It could store 1.4 megabytes of data. That's about one high-res photo, maybe. You needed a stack of them to store anything significant. Want to save your school project and your clip art? Sorry, pick one. And if you forgot to save your file every 5 minutes, gone. Forever. There was no cloud, no autosave, no undo. The floppy didn't forgive. The floppy disk judged your laziness. Number 3. Paper maps. GPS didn't exist. If you were going on a trip, you either bought a paper map or printed your directions from MapQuest. And if you missed a turn, you didn't get recalculating. You got lost. Physically, emotionally, spiritually lost. Folding a map back into its original shape was like origami for the angry. And if you were the passenger, your job was to navigate, not scroll TikTok. You held that crumpled map like your life depended on it. Because it did. Number 2. Ringtones you paid for. There was a time when having a custom ringtone was a status symbol. If your phone blasted Low by Flo Rida when it rang, you were cool. And yes, you paid $2.99 for 15 seconds of that song, every single time. Then came ringback tones. That's where your callers had to listen to your music while waiting for you to answer. Your call is important to us. While you wait, enjoy this preview of Boulevard of Broken Dreams. It was like musical voicemail, and we abused it with no shame. Number 1. Film cameras. You got 24 shots, no preview, no retakes. You aimed, you clicked, and you prayed. Then you dropped the roll-off at Walgreens and waited 3 to 7 business days to see if you blinked in every single photo. Each shot was precious. You didn't waste them on food or mirror selfies. Every picture had purpose: birthdays, family trips, or someone doing a handstand on a trampoline. And the best part, holding printed photos in your hand. Real, tangible memories that didn't vanish in your recently deleted folder. So, Gen Z, if none of this sounds familiar, don't worry. It just means you've lived a more convenient life. But if you do remember any of these, then congratulations. You grew up in an era of floppy disks, phone drama, and real-deal mixtape love. Drop a comment with something you remember that nobody talks about anymore, and hey, if you've ever blown into a Nintendo cartridge to fix it, you're one of us.